teachers, happy Friday. It's so nice to get to the end of the week and hopefully get to relax. So I am at the end of week 7 at my new school, and it's been kind of not only a learning experience, but it's always an opportunity to grow and learn more about yourself and your students. So I got sick, as I had mentioned in my previous video. It has been a little bit since I've been able to record, but I got sick, went to the doctor, got medicine. I got tested negative for COVID and negative for the flu. And so I got antibiotics, cough medicine, nasal spray, and I think I was getting better. I went back to school and got sick again. So I had to go to the doctor, and the second time it was even worse. So I got tested for COVID, again negative for RSV. I don't know what it was. I don't know what's going on around here, but as we know, classroom can be a petri dish. And as I had mentioned before, I have kindergarten through 5th grade. So I'm an intervention teacher / specialist with reading and math. So I have kindergarten, 1st grade, 2nd grade, 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade, and reading and math. And then there's some of them are 2 or 3 groups. So it's like 17 groups of kids coming in and out of my classroom. And something that I've had to learn as a new teacher in this position is I'm not a classroom teacher. So as much as I would like to have, everything organized and procedures, sometimes it's a little chaotic, I'm not gonna lie. So again, every week, every day, you just do the best that you can not to lose your mind. So some things that I've learned is that since I was sick, and as I had mentioned, I thought I was getting better, I got sick again, so I was out. So being out in the middle of learning the kids and my schedule at a new school is even more frustrating. But so I came back to school this week after being sick again last week, wearing a mask because I wanted to make sure that I'm getting better and I'm at the end of my medicine, because the kids are like, are you sick? Yes, I'm sick and I'm trying to get better, but things keep getting passed around, all these germs between all of these classes, because as I had mentioned, kindergarten through 5th grade, 2 to 3 groups for each reading and math. So it's about 17 groups of kids that come in and out, and I was explaining to them, and as you know, in your own classroom, people are getting sick and it's passing around. As one of the children sneeze and blow out all this snot all over me in the desk. So that's awesome. The struggle is real, people, the struggle is real. So I'm constantly telling kids, wash your hands, use antibacterial, blow your nose, go to the bathroom and wash your hands. Anyways, and when they go to the bathroom coming back, did you wash your hands? Yes, are you sure? Okay, and they go back and wash their hands. Really, come on people, washing your hands. This is not new. This is how we stop the spread of your germs. So that's always fun to come back and have to go through these procedures again. I went to a training meeting and one of the teachers was reminding me about how I'm not a classroom teacher anymore, as an interventionist, specialist, or for those who have specials and you've got all those kids coming and going, right? You have to have your class organized in a different way, and you have to have different procedures. They're similar but different at the same time, right? Because you still have your kids lining up and cleaning up and all of that, and being able to put things back where they got it. So, and that always takes time. So having classes that are supposed to be 40 to 50 minutes, it can take up a lot of time because I have to go to their homeroom classroom to get them, come to my class, clean up here, take them back, get the next class. So as you can see, all of that ticks down the time that I have with them for my lesson. So that heightens the fact that it absolutely has to be organized and you have to have procedures in place. Now, teachers are always talking about procedures, and I find that as a new teacher, you think things are common sense, and for some they are, and for some that they aren't, and so You have to go through all of those things again, right? Okay, we clean up. Everything goes in the trash. Everything goes in the bag. Put it in the bin. Line up. How do we line up? Because, people want to fight to be the line leader. So I also have to have a process for picking my helpers, and so we rotate through, and I have to tell them when I pick them up, because they'll all ask me, who's the helper? And so I have to tell them, okay, this is my helper today, and this is going to be my helper next time. And of course you have the kids that want to argue, I haven't been a helper in a long time, I haven't been a helper forever. Okay, let's look at my list. Do you see the rotation? You're a helper, or if I see you twice a week, right, and there's 6 kids in our group, then I'm not gonna, you're not gonna be the helper for at least 3 weeks, right? And so, like, going through all of that process, it's so awesome. And so what have I been learning this week? So I'm always reminded, as you do different skills and lessons with your students, that there are some who take a little bit longer and need a little more support, and those who hear the instruction, they just take off and go with it. So differentiation. Again, with differentiation, I have learned that partners and centers is the best way to make sure that everyone is able to move at their own pace and learn and get the supports that they need. So as you have the kids that can get the instruction and move on, then you can sit with the students who need a little more help and support and direction. Or maybe they're just super distracted and they need you to sit and help direct them, right? We always have those that you need to sit and get them to redirect. So that's always a fun too. So I wanted to share an activity that because as you do activities in your class, you can take those activities and modify it. So let's take a look. Okay, so here is one of the activities or centers that I have for place value charts, and this I found on Teachers Pay Teachers. It's free, and this was created by Crayon Lane Teach. Again, this was a free template on Teachers Pay Teachers, and I just put it in a protective sleeve. Now here are my base 10 blocks, and I put them in Ziploc bags, and I just discovered this week that I need to actually put what the contents are, which I have 9 hundreds, so 9 of these, and then 9 tens, which are these, and 9 ones, which are these. So I had to put that because somehow when I put them in partners, the blocks are getting all mixed up. So I have to have them checked to make sure they have all the correct number of contents, and put it in their Ziploc bag, and then it goes in the grade level bin. Okay, so the activity that I did this week, because the kids are still figuring out how to do place value, is I put them in partners, and they can take turns rolling the dice. So they roll the dice, and they can decide which one is going to be in the hundreds, which one's going to be the tens, and which one's going to be the 1. So once they've determined that, then they have to figure out the blocks. So they do the 600s, and each, so they have 2 partners, and each of them have their own bag of blocks. It's just the 1 chart and the 1 set of dice for each partnership. So then they do the 6, and then they do the 1. So this was something that I had them do, and that's really fun to watch them work on their place value. Then once they do that, and again that was this week, so flip it over, and now we've got thousands, hundreds, tens, and ones. Now I don't have enough of the thousands, so I just have 1 block. Okay, so once they've mastered the other side, then we flip it over and we do the thousands. So I just have 1 block for each group. So each group gets 1 block to represent the thousands, and then they do that again. So they roll the dice, and they can determine what goes where. And again, I let the partners switch off so they each get to do it at least twice. So then they do their 400 blocks, and then they do the 10s, and then they do the 1s. Now, what's different about this once they get to the thousands is I have them write the number that they rolled, so it's always 1,000, at least for today. Then they did the 4, 4, and the 1. So I have them, once they write the number, then they have to read it. So 1,441. Now some of the kids were still getting stuck on saying that because they want to say 4 10s, but I have to remind them, remember it's 10s, right? So 10, 20, 30, 40, and plus 1. So it's always 1,441. So that was an activity that they did this week. And it helped me because then what was helpful about this is I can visually see and I can hear them working together, and I can see who gets it and who doesn't get it, and help and give a little more support to the groups or the kids that still need a little more help. So that was a place value activity for my second grade. Okay, and the last thing I wanted to show you is organizing the bins. Now, I try not to spend too much money on those. I previously mentioned before, I'm pretty sure at this point, at the end of 7 weeks, I've spent $200. But here are the bins for each grade math. I don't have a 3rd grade math, just 3rd grade reading. But so just organizing their manipulatives and then putting my lesson plan in the folder so that, you know, as I have, because my schedule isn't, you know, all kindergarten together, all 1st grade together. I mean, it's all just mixed. So it could be 1st grade reading, and then 2nd grade math, and then 4th grade reading, and then 5th grade math. I mean, it's just all over the place. So I have this organized per day because every day is different. So every group has different manipulatives that are being used for the day. So I've got, you know, the linking blocks, and then there's cards in there, and then I have counters for kindergarten, and I'm doing the place value mat activity that I just showed you. And 4th grade and 5th grade have dice, and 5th grade is working on some advanced things. I do have some manipulatives for them, but having the bins is always nice. And as I mentioned, I got these at the dollar store, so it's just $1.25 per bin to help you get organized, to be able to grab the materials, and for the students to be able to immediately clean up and put it back. Hi teachers, I hope that you're giving yourself grace every week. As you know, it's Friday, which means it's date night. I need to get home to my husband, and hopefully this weekend do something that you love and enjoy. Try to step away from the work, set that goal, you know, give that cutoff time. If it's 5, 6 o'clock, or maybe just right after work on Friday, go and get a smoothie, some ice cream, go walk on the beach, do something to just chill and relax. And then if you have to pick up and do some work over the weekend, try not to make it too long. I mean, make a list of the things that you absolutely need to get done for Monday. If you have to work, because of course I'm gonna have to do some work over the weekend because it's just so many classes to prep for. Just want to make sure that y'all have a good weekend, and as always, remember that you've got this. If you enjoyed this video and you've got something that you can share, something that you've learned, whether it's organizing or an activity that your kids really love, leave a comment below. And until next time, we'll see you. Have a good weekend.